Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is ML7 Gaming. We are back. We are going to continue our brand new save of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, we had a long episode where we made our character class, and we're going to continue on. I'm going to try to keep these under 30 minutes, like I said, so I just started my timer for 25. So if you hear a beep, that's me trying to keep them under what YouTube thinks they should be. I don't really have any sort of expectation that my stuff is going to get shown because I'm not monetized. Thanks to the 3 times they've demonetized me. So I'm not sure it matters, but we'll try. We'll try to play by the rules as best we can. All right, we've re-entered our body. Remember, our soul had been separated from our body after the god Aothis had woken beneath our castle and destroyed the whole thing and taken a portion of our soul with him.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Weak, but I'm sure it will pass.
Sure. You've been out a long time.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
This is essentially the soul of our castle that just got destroyed.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Aothis possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aothis withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelgo. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
We happen to know this. I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Adair is one of my favorite characters in both games. He's somebody that I would have a beer with. Maybe more than one.
Misfortunes brewing topside. Magrant fires, the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
All right. Let's go.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
The fact that a stone statue can smell his alcoholism is an issue.
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
All right, we're going to do a couple things first before we get too deep into this. First of all, we're going to go to sound. I'm going to lower... Music volume's already down. I'm going to lower it a little bit more. Maybe we'll leave it about 20. I want to keep the voice volume up, but I'm going to lower the effects a little bit. So the combat and stuff isn't going to be quite so bad. I will put it maybe at like 60%. We're going to leave the sea shanties on, and we're going to leave the reactive music on, so the music will adjust as we play. And when we do get our ship back, spoiler, it will play those, I guess, while we sail. I think that's the idea. So that's pretty cool. Graphic-wise, windowed high, solid. I think that's all good. I don't really see a reason to mess with any of that. Camera, use the kill cam. May as well. Interface. I played with this a little bit. I think I'm going to leave it here. It does give you a frequently showed abilities. I did find I was falling into kind of a trap of only using those, but we're going to leave it on. The other thing we can do is here we can come into the game. I'm going to turn on the font ligatures. It's just going to add a little bit of look to the style of the font. Colorblind, show health party as numbers. I'm going to do this. This means when we have an option within dialogue that reflects what happened in the first game, it's going to tell us, hey, this is what happened because of what happened in the last game. Because I didn't finish the game, and I honestly don't remember a lot of it, and I'm just going to move a cable out of the way. webcam camera. So I think that will be fine. Quest, enable telemetry. Yeah, that's okay. I can alt-tab out if I want that. So I think that's good. There was some other stuff I thought I wanted. Not under difficulty, I don't think. Show relative defenses, that's fine. Enable difficulty, we kind of want to know because we don't know the game very well, so we'll keep that on. Combat tooltips are fine. Show personality reputation. So this is going to show it's going to show in conversation what's going to boost, because we're going to have a personality and a reputation, and dealing with other people. We're going to build relationships with individuals they're going to like or not like how we do, and we're going to create either a stoic or a clever or whatever type of character, and this is going to tell us which ones will help go towards that. Now, generally, you should be able to tell. Sometimes I'm like, some of them are a little vague, so we're going to turn that on as well. Just give us a better idea how we go. I'm going to turn off the in-game tutorials, though. I've played through most of this tutorial bit now well enough. I think we're just gonna wing it. Auto level companions means that our companions, when we get them, if we're level 5, the character is gonna be level 5. It's automatically gonna do their leveling for them up to level 5. At which point we will control what happens, and I think that's fine. We weren't under control of them. We take what they give us. I'm okay with that. Area effect highlighting, that's fine. That's just gonna show us where our spells are gonna pop off. Again, we don't play enough of the game, so I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. Companion relationship info. This would tell us, like, if we had an ability that would have helped us, it would say, hey, this ability would be there, you don't have it, therefore you can't get it. Now, something like that's nice when you start to play the game, because it tells you, kind of informs you what type of abilities are actually more useful, but we're going to leave it off. So I think that's good. So let's just go ahead and close that. We are going to save those settings, and now we're going to come over here, get our stuff, and suit up and get out there.
Now make some use of it.
And if we would have looked, it would have shown what type of his personality choices led to that type of stuff. So we've got this. We're going to go and put some chainmail on. We've got our big sword there, or mace, sorry, Morning Star. There it is. And is that all we got? Really? That's it. All right, let's go.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
All right, so let's make use of it. Is it based on choices we made? Okay. I don't know what choice we made that made him say that versus what else, but fair enough.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sitting here playing with volume, but I can adjust volume in editing. So I think I'm going to leave it where it's not too loud for me. I can adjust the levels for you guys later.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
So those are the little dealy bobbers that we added to the font.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
Captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pinning you with a slow murder scream.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
So now these are little deals that tell us how we're doing. So this one, it must be nice to get paid so much. This relates to our history of a mercenary, right? This one is because we have a point in diplomatic, or will actually help push us towards diplomatic as far as the personality goes. This one go to clever, this one go to aggressive, and this one go towards stoic. And then we can fire all count. This one is just funny. I think this one should also go toward clever. Fire all cannons, aim at the mouthy one. But you know what? We're going to go towards clever, because I'm kind of a smartass myself. So, Storm's pretty loud. Did you say you were surrendering? How strange.
And then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right?
Aye, but the breeches are gonna be stitched from your skin.
He doesn't have a sense of humor.
You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. It'll get you killed faster than any blade. Listen up, mates. I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. none that are alive.
Brings me up a point. This game is not for children. From a play style, the tactics, the gore, none of that's above and beyond, but the dialogue and the storytelling is occasionally more aimed at adults, as far as swearing and hints like that.
You had bandwidth after.
All right, Irina goes first, then the helmsman. So this is our current round. Those are our shipmates, essentially. Adair, now Loa. So, I don't know, I guess nobody else did anything? That seems a little odd. I guess that was everybody just readying their stuff. So we're going to go ahead. We've got our abilities here. I'm going to go ahead and do Discipline Barrage, and we're just going to smack this person upside the head. And you can see it does affect them there as well as here. And we're going to go ahead and end our turn. Now remember, if we're flanked, we do more damage. So I might have wanted to run in between the two of them, to be honest. We're going to have to get used to figuring out our positioning. Now our sailors finally get a turn. Ah, it's a graze. So, dice go,
Defend the ship!
we'll wait till it comes back around. I'll kind of show the dice. Oh, he's already down. Nice shot. Adair's going to run up and smack this pirate. It's going to give us 4-2 down there. I might run up this direction and help these two fight. So, let's go ahead and we're going to stretch this out and raise it up so we can see a little bit what we're doing. So, if we go over here, it's actually going to tell us the deal. So, he has an accuracy of 31. We have a defense of 22, or the person he hit did, which is a difference of 9. So he's going to get a bonus to his roll. His roll is going to be from 1 to 100, so he rolled a 22 plus 9 equals a 31. 1 to 50 is a graze. 50 to 100, maybe 50 to 100 is a hit. It does full damage, and then 100, anything 100 and over, and you can roll above 100, right? If I got big bonuses, he could have rolled a 109, all told. Well, rolled 100, which would have given 109, will be a crit. So that's how that goes. It shows us penetration, 5 versus the armor, penetration, so the weapon has penetration, and the armor has defense against that. And that's going to determine damage. Once you hit, then you're going to have your damage roll, right? We're not very fast, are we? But look at this. We can use this, get to here, run up and smack this guy. There we go. So we grazed. So we had a bonus of 14, but we only rolled a 28, which gave us a total of 42. Our damage roll was 17.3, which got converted down to 12. We had penetration of 11 versus 3. We over-penetrated. Shift. Let's see. Damage roll was 17.3, minus 50% because it was a graze, plus for might, plus for infamous captain, plus for the overpen. There we go. So that's how we got to our number. So that's the combat for it. Pretty cool. I like that. And we can see that our accuracy went in. Partly we got 20 because we were a swashbuckler, plus 10 for our perception. And then his deflection, he got 20 for being a rogue. Plus he has 6 resolve. Plus he unfit for melee. He doesn't have a melee weapon. He's got a gun. So he took a little. It's harder for him to block because he doesn't have something to block with. And then he's got armor. Pretty cool. I actually really like the system. This guy's in a little bit of trouble here. He might go down. Or maybe not. He seems to be holding his own. Ah, big hit with the rifle there. How much does he have left? Yeah, this guy's going to go down, but it's still going to be... This guy should die fairly quickly. Oh, Adair missed. I thought he was going to finish him there. There we go. Apparently, I had some... Oh, I had concentration and aware. Probably because of my previous ability, my fighter ability that I used on the first turn. And that wore off. So I lost those extra tags. This guy's down. We're beginning to work on these guys. He's already fairly injured, so we should be okay down here. Irina's the only one that's really taken any damage, and this guy's just about done. Can't imagine it. Well, he'll probably graze again and not kill him. There we go. We got 12 health. This is from our fighter ability. Remember, we said that we were going to gain health throughout the fight. That's where we got that. And we're going to go ahead and let's keep this thing going. Let's get our aware and concentration buffs back up. Finish this guy off, and then we're going to walk up to this guy, which should... Oh, we've got a gun there. It would have given us flank if she was up a step. But these two have guns, so they're not in melee combat. They're all kind of sitting back a little bit. Now, health-wise, it's a little bit small down here, but this is going to show our health. As we take damage, this is going to slowly turn red as we go down. When it hits the bottom, we're going to be unconscious. If we go unconscious at the end of it, it's not going to go all the way back up. Otherwise, our kind of stamina will go back up to the top at the end of each fight. The only way it doesn't is if we go unconscious, we take a permanent wound. It's not really permanent. It's a wound until we have a chance to actually camp or rest at an inn or something along those lines. But it's not going to automatically recover. We're going to have to do something to get rid of it. Or by something, I mean actually camp or go to an inn. You defeated the pirates. You're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to the rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles towards you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chitupek, one of your deckhands off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitupek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage from Cadnua, your keep. So our choice now is we save a crew member. He's not going to be a party member. He's going to be a ship crew member. Or we save the crate that's going to have some sort of magic item in it. I'll save the guy. We grab just as his grip fails. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the rolling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back on the deck. Maybe I've learned some of my lessons about mutiny. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Cadnua is gone. Chitupek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastland and Aothis striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before Defiant runs aground. So, our ship's like this tall, and he's that big. Think Dr. Manhattan, right? Huge blue wandering across except he's probably green, across the landscape. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle toward the beach just ahead. Even as the surf tugs you into the open sea, you kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand beneath your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you close.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Adair runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweed he finds lodged there. He examines it closely, tosses it to the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
Points out the Defiant, despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
Nods towards something further up the beach. Not really further.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lady. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful.
Don't know, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region. Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
So, can we patch up the ship?
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Adair's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lady, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Interesting that none of these point to anything. I'm gonna do the heroic thing here. We're gonna squint dramatically, like looking out to the ocean. I've returned as the Herald of Barath. I'm on a special mission to find Aothis and learn what his plans are. Translation: we're on a mission from God. Blues Brothers. Look it up.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lady, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
So at this point, we could play solo. We could just say we're not going to run with any other classes. We're just going to play by ourselves. And this game has some challenges built into it, kind of like achievements on crack. We're not going to do that. We're going to say, let's go. So now we have an option. We can either take him as a fighter, a rogue, or also a swashbuckler, which is how I knew this class was called swashbuckler. We're going to leave him just as a fighter. He's going to be our tank. So we can take a quick look at Adair. Flip over to him. Level 1 fighter. He's Meadowfolk from the Deerwood. We don't have much for experience at the moment. Strength and Constitution are 16, 11, Dex, 12, Perception, 13, Resolve. He's got a little bit in Athletics, a little bit in Explosives, some in Stealth. 2 Intimidate, 1 Religion, 2 Streetwise, 4 Survival. Not too different from what we have. We're going to probably have him go into Explosives. Maybe a little bit of Stealth, because it does help everyone in this game to sneak around some. Maybe an extra point or 2 in there, but not huge a lot. So probably Explosives and Athletics. And then in here, yeah, maybe a little bit of Religion. He was a follower of Aothis in the earlier game and still is. So maybe we give him a little bit of that. He has a church upbringing. He has some special armor, which gets him second chance. So he's going to revive some health. Once per rest, right? And strong soul, so he gets some additional health. Weapon proficiencies, medium shield, saber, and he also is okay unarmed, interestingly enough, and those are his abilities for that. So that is him, and this is the reputation I was talking about. Now, as we get other people in the party, they're going to start to build connections, and they are also going to build relationships within the group as to who they like and who they don't like based on things that they say. You can see he likes kindness and sentimentality towards animals. He likes to make jokes. So if they make jokes, it's going to give him bonuses. If they're cruel to an animal, it's going to give him a negative. And same thing here. We're going to have the same thing. You can see this is stoic, shady, rational, passionate, honest, diplomatic, cruel, clever, benevolent, and aggressive. And we're going to start to build points into this, and that's going to shape our character's personality. And it's also going to shape our relationship with Adair. As we have things that raise or lower it, you're going to see them listed right over here under that relationship. It keeps flipping back to it. Let's see, can I get there without it? They'd be listed right there. And I'm a little bit surprised we don't have anything listed here, despite the fact we have taken some clever ones. I guess because they're in the beginning, they don't count. I don't know. But that's that. So I think we'll go ahead. We'll end this one here. We're right about 24 minutes, which I think is perfect. When we come back, we will start the exploration of the island. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying the series. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you're liking it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. We'll see you next time. Cheers.